You know,
it's like they're not going out to get it. The dealer's trying to find someone to push it onto.
Right. People aren't looking there. Now the dealer's looking for the person. Mm-hmm. And on that point, I just want to ask you a question. Actually, I want to share something with the audience. First of all, we're under new management here at Public Access Television. I don't quite understand what it means, and that's one of the reasons we have Arnel as a guest today. Also, I don't understand the decisions that are being made to protect people. I understand how big money wants to take things, but in terms of public television, because we can come and say whatever we want to say.
Right.
Now, it seems to me as a layperson,
anyone out there can come into the station and say what they want to say.
So anyone can come in.
Anyone.
But why we had a situation, I can understand there were some people that, I can understand improvement. Mm-hmm. But I don't understand, I don't know, I feel like the next step is going to be that we will no longer have public access. So there is a new organization that's taken over the radio station, a new management company.
Bay Area Video Coalition, BAVAC.
Okay, BAVAC. And I don't have the time to advocate for you and me, nor do I have the expertise. And I believe that we should have, if we can't do it well, you can't do it well, or I can't do it well, if that's not my level of expertise, then we bring someone in that has that level of expertise. So BAVAC's coming in, and I was nominated, and I believe in nominating someone that is qualified. Arnel is qualified. Now, Arnel, I want you to tell...
I nominated you.
No, you trained me. You know what? I'm the kind of person, I ask for help.
I trained you how to work equipment, but I trained you on the equipment, but you have the discipline, you have the education, you have the smarts, you have the sensibility, you have the passion.
Not the grammar.
You have the drive to basically be part of that group, that advisory group that determines the future of public access, because public access as we know it is gone.
So I've given Vernell my proxy. And anything I can do to support Vernell, but I want you to talk about...
At the same time, you got my vote.
Thank you.
Pinky swear.
Thank you! Yeah! We are not playing. You know what? One for all and all for one.
Exactly.
So Vernell, just talk about a little bit, because I surrendered my nomination to you. Matter of fact, the program was not set up yet in order that I could do it. So I contacted everyone I could to make sure that they knew that Vernell was my choice. And that's who many, many, many of us, at least a couple hundreds of us, want to see on the advisory board. See, one of the problems with policy in general is we're not representative. We're not at the table. We're on the menu. So we need people like you that have the time to be of service, because anyone can join a board.
Right.
But I've attended a lot of meetings, and the people that they call the names, people aren't there. So
anybody can serve on the board, but if you think about how much work and how much energy is put into that, there's not going to be a whole lot of people that want to be on that board.
But meanwhile, they're taking a slot up, though. They're taking up a space, and we might not get a quorum to do things that are to the benefit of the public to whom we serve.
And public is a very big word. Public is a very big word.
Please expound on that.
Because public access isn't some playground for broadcast majors. It's not a playground for just artists or experimental videographers. It should be available for everybody. It should be available for seniors, disabled, people that English is not their first language. It should be a venue for people that just got into the country and just moved into town and want to have a voice because they didn't have that right from where they came from. It's also, it should be a community center, because you can't go to any commercial television space and do a show and be able to mix in with the community.
No, because they don't care.
You're forced into it.
I tried that years ago.
You can't afford it.
No.
I don't know anybody that could afford.
I mean, a public service announcement.
No,
you can't even get one.
That's an enormous burden. And being in I've been involved with public access for 10 years.
For 10 years?
I've been involved with it for 10 years before turn of the century. One of the big things that really attracted me to stay here, because I had a chance to take a leave of absence and go into commercial production. I'm talking, I was able to be in a position to be involved with a company that their business makes $250,000 a month.
Oh.
And I couldn't stick with it because I didn't have that connection. I missed.
And now, when you say you didn't have that connection,
I missed having the connection with individuals. I knew people's voices when they called on the phone.
Right.
I memorized people's phone numbers.
Right.
I know what people's needs are, the smallest details. I know.
Right.
I know how to communicate. I learned how to communicate with people that I probably wouldn't spend that much time with to begin with. And it also adjusted my patience.
And you care. That's what I'm hearing.
I was inspired by so many people that knew nothing. They knew nothing about what a DVD was. They knew nothing.
That's what I was like when I came in. Go ahead.
It's like, what's play? What's pause? What does this button do?
What's YouTube? How do I get my show on?
Why do I have to use a computer? These are people that... There's so many people that just don't have the skills. They're not fine-tuned enough. And it was a great connection that I made. I love being in a place where people are going to struggle, they're going to make mistakes, but they learn from it. And they accept that. And it just takes a little compassion for me to say, you know what? I know you're frustrated. Take a break, take a breath. I think you're doing great. Because
tell me.
I remember when you first stepped in the door, and I've seen where you are now. You're sharper. You're thinking quicker. You're being more critical.
But a lot more training. But
and
the fact is, I'm on
your
track.
Own character, and you're not following a set curriculum. You're following your own path.
We've got to think outside of the box. You know what? Based on thinking, someone is calling. Based on thinking outside the box, Arnel Valle, let me excuse me one moment.
Sure.
Let me get this call.
We're gonna take a call. Let's try it.
Hi, this is reSurgence Television. What is your comment?
I'm enjoying Access TV.
Good.
And the way it is going to go away. But I can't see that being permanent. I see it coming back if it does, because there'll be. I mean, who fought for this?
Oh, you know what? Good question. Thank you so much for calling in. We're going to answer right now. Thank you for calling.
Like I said earlier, public access television's been on the endangered list, and I know that people want to be hopeful that it's going to stay. It's not going to go away. If it does go away, it'll be an absence. But the reality is, access stations are closing all over the country. The law has changed.
All over the country?
All over the law has changed that the federal government said cable providers are still responsible for diverting some of that revenue, some of the money that they make from subscriptions, and give it back to the city. But there's just a line missing that says you also have to help support the operations of the station. And that one word, operations, includes payroll.
Yeah, we're here with a gang. You know what? Can I just say we've got a gang of equipment.
There's a lot.
Equipment everywhere. But you know what?
It's machines.
Who's gonna help? We don't have anyone to help. I mean, I just wanted to say that. I was fortunate to create a relationship with Arnel. Arnel has volunteered to help me, but I'm just one person.
I got laid off last week.
Come on, Arnel, please continue. I just wanted to say that.
Public access really might go. It's a very strong reality that it could go away.
So we need you on the advisory board.
I'd love to stay involved. I'd love to be on the advisory board. Because,
what can people do on the advisory board?
On the advisory board, a lot of people might have the misconception that being on the advisory board empowers you somehow. Absolutely not. I don't have any power. If I was on that board, I don't have any power except for being sure that I make sure that services are available for everybody to an extent. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be free. It's tough. We all have to really tighten up. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of discipline. This whole station went from a staff of roughly 12 employees.
And we were struggling.
It's down to 4 people. No, it's down to 3 people now. 3 people running an entire television station.
See,
I don't know how it's going to survive.
You know, have you ever heard of being set up to fail?
It's a challenge.
How do you create a new entity